Have you ever looked at yourself and thought, why am I feeling this way? You're tired, not just the normal kind of tired after a long day, but that deep, dragging exhaustion that makes getting out of bed feel like climbing a mountain. Maybe your ankles swell more than they used to. Maybe you're waking up in the middle of the night, 2, 3, sometimes 4 times, just to use the bathroom. And maybe, you've brushed it off. Told yourself it's just age, or maybe a bit of stress. But deep down, something doesn't feel right. What if I told you that these small, easy-to-ignore symptoms might be your body's quiet way of saying, hey, my kidneys need help? And what if the answer wasn't another pill? Not a prescription. Not a hospital visit. But something much simpler. Something sitting right on your kitchen counter, or waiting in your fridge. Yes, I'm talking about fruit. But not just any fruit. There are 3 powerful, natural fruits you can eat every morning. That help detox your kidneys, reduce inflammation, and even slow down the effects of chronic kidney disease. And here's the part no one talks about, your kidneys don't scream for help. They whisper. And if you don't listen early, by the time you do, it might be too late. That's why this video is important. Not just for you, but for your spouse, your parents, even your older neighbor next door. Because kidney decline can sneak up, quietly and slowly, until suddenly, you're overwhelmed, scared, and unsure of what to do. But here's the good news. You can do something today. You can make one small change that supports your kidneys and shows your body the love it deserves. So, in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 fruits you should be eating every morning if you want to support healthy kidneys and fight back against CKD, naturally. And trust me, these aren't expensive, hard-to-find fruits. They're simple, accessible, and powerful. But don't just take my word for it. Stick with me till the end. Because once you hear why these fruits work, and how they work, you'll never look at your morning routine the same again. And hey, before we get into it, if you're someone who cares about your health, or the health of someone you love, if you believe that aging doesn't have to mean suffering, then do me a favor and comment, clean kidneys, below. It's a small way to say, I'm here. I'm learning. I'm taking care of myself. And don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide, your go-to place for gentle, powerful advice on aging well and living with dignity. Alright. Ready? Let's get into the top 3 fruits you should be eating every single morning, starting tomorrow. First fruit on our list. Blueberries, nature's little kidney helpers. Now, I want you to picture Mr. Harold. He's 78. A retired math teacher. Wears those old tan cardigans, always has a crossword puzzle in hand. But for the past couple of years, something had been off. He was more tired than usual. Swelling in his feet. Blood pressure creeping up. And at his last checkup, his doctor gave him news he didn't want to hear: your kidney function is declining. Now Harold's daughter, bless her heart, didn't want to wait for things to get worse. She sat down one evening, did her research, and started tweaking his routine. One of the first changes: a simple bowl of blueberries with his breakfast. Nothing fancy. No extreme diets. Just blueberries. 3 months later, Harold went back for another checkup. His doctor was surprised. Inflammation markers were down. Kidney function stabilizing. And the only thing Harold had really changed was his breakfast plate. Now, why blueberries? Let's break it down. Blueberries are one of the richest sources of antioxidants, especially something called anthocyanins. These little compounds give blueberries their deep blue color, but more importantly, they help fight inflammation and oxidative stress. Now, those 2 words, inflammation and oxidative stress, might sound a bit technical. But here's what they mean for you: they're like slow, silent fires burning inside your body. And your kidneys? They're the firefighters. But as you age, and especially if you have CKD, your kidneys can't keep up with the damage. They're already overworked. Already tired. That's where blueberries come in. They help put out the fires, gently, naturally, and without overloading your system. And here's where a lot of folks get it wrong. You might have heard someone say, fruit? Oh no, that's too much sugar for your kidneys. But here's the truth, not all fruits are created equal. Blueberries are low in potassium, low in sugar, and packed with health benefits that make them kidney safe, especially in small, consistent portions. We're not talking about a heaping bowl the size of your head. Just half a cup a day. That's it. You can add them to your oatmeal, mix them into a small bowl of plain yogurt, or eat them just as they are. Fresh or even frozen. And if you're wondering, do I need to buy organic? Look, organic is ideal if you can afford it, especially since blueberries are delicate and sometimes sprayed with pesticides. But don't let that stop you. Even regular blueberries, rinsed well, are still a huge step forward. What matters most is the habit, not perfection. And one more thing I'll say, this isn't just about numbers on a lab report. It's about feeling better. Waking up with a little more energy. A little less swelling. It's about adding life to your years, not just years to your life. Now, while blueberries are amazing at reducing inflammation, the second fruit on our list works differently. It doesn't just protect, it flushes. A fruit that acts like a gentle, natural diuretic, helping your body let go of what it doesn't need, the toxins, the excess fluids, the waste your kidneys are struggling to handle. Red grapes, the gentle detoxer. Now picture Emma. She's 72. A retired librarian with a soft voice and a love for crossword puzzles and classical music. For years, Emma started every morning with toast, butter, and a little tea. Nothing wrong with that, except that over time, her CKD started to progress. Her energy dropped. She was retaining more fluid. Her doctor warned her that her filtration rate, the GFR, was starting to slip. Her granddaughter, fresh out of nursing school, had a small suggestion. "Grandma," she said, "let's try adding a handful of red grapes to your mornings instead of toast." It sounded simple. Even too simple. But Emma agreed. Weeks went by. Her swelling eased. She felt lighter. Her energy was a bit steadier. And when her next lab results came in, there was a small, but noticeable improvement. So, what happened? How could something as basic as grapes help a condition as serious as CKD? Let's talk about what's inside those juicy little bites. Red grapes, especially the darker varieties, are rich in resveratrol, a powerful plant compound that helps improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, and most importantly, support kidney filtration. They're also loaded with flavonoids, which help prevent protein leakage, something that becomes more common as kidney function declines. You see, when your kidneys are struggling, they start letting things slip through that they shouldn't, like protein. That's a red flag in CKD. But the compounds in red grapes help tighten those filters. They protect the delicate vessels in your kidneys, and help them do their job with less strain. And here's something a lot of people get confused about. There's a common belief that grapes are bad for kidney patients because of the sugar. And while it's true, too much of anything can be harmful, not all grapes are the same. It's all about portion and type. Green grapes? Not your best friend here. They're higher in sugar, lower in antioxidants. But red or black grapes? That's where the magic happens. Especially when you eat them in moderation, about a small handful in the morning, maybe 10 to 15 grapes. You can eat them fresh, chilled, or even freeze them for a cool, refreshing snack. Or, blend them into a kidney-friendly smoothie, maybe with some unsweetened almond milk and a touch of cinnamon. No added sugar. No nonsense. Just real nourishment. And again, this isn't about trying to reverse decades of damage overnight. It's about helping your body do what it was designed to do, naturally. Filtering waste. Balancing fluids. Keeping you feeling clear and clean inside. Because the truth is, CKD doesn't have to feel like a life sentence. With the right habits, with small steps repeated every day, you can give your kidneys a fighting chance. And red grapes? They're one of the gentlest ways to do just that. Now, while red grapes gently cleanse and support filtration, our final fruit takes things a step further. It doesn't just support the kidneys. It goes straight after uric acid, one of the sneakiest culprits in kidney decline. Cranberries, the unsung hero. Let me take you into the life of Mary. She's in her early 70s, full of grace, and spent the last several years caring for her husband, Roger. Roger was diagnosed with stage 3 CKD, and on top of that, he kept battling urinary tract infections. They'd come and go, leave him weak, feverish, and tired. Doctors gave antibiotics. They helped, but only for a while. The infections kept returning. One morning, after reading about natural ways to support kidney health, Mary started a new habit. She began making cranberry water at home. Just a few raw cranberries, steeped overnight in water, served cold in the morning. Simple. Easy. Natural. Weeks passed. Then months. The UTIs slowed down. Roger's energy improved. His appetite came back. He felt more like himself again, calmer, clearer, more present. Mary didn't change his entire diet. She didn't start a long list of supplements. She just added a fruit that's been helping people quietly for generations. So, what makes cranberries so special? Well, most people know that cranberries are good for urinary tract health. But what's less talked about is how they also support kidney function in a much broader way. They contain compounds called proanthocyanidins, a mouthful, I know, but what they do is fascinating. They help prevent harmful bacteria from sticking to the walls of your urinary tract. And if bacteria can't stick, they can't grow. This doesn't just reduce infections. It also lightens the load on your kidneys, which already work overtime trying to filter out waste and toxins. And that's not all. Cranberries can also help prevent kidney stones. They lower the levels of certain minerals, like calcium and oxalate, that contribute to stone formation. Less buildup means smoother, easier kidney function over time. But here's where a lot of people get it wrong. They go straight to the cranberry juice aisle, thinking, oh, cranberry juice? That must be healthy. The problem? Most of the cranberry juice you find in stores is loaded with added sugars. And that sugar, especially in high amounts, can worsen kidney function and spike inflammation. So, if you're trying to help your kidneys, that juice might actually be holding you back. Instead, here's what you can do: try fresh cranberries, especially when they're in season. Tart? Yes. But incredibly effective. You can also use unsweetened dried cranberries, just a small handful sprinkled on a salad or added to warm cereal. Better yet, make your own cranberry water at home. Take a spoonful of raw cranberries, crush them slightly, let them sit in a pitcher of filtered water overnight. In the morning, you'll have a tangy, healing drink to gently wake up your kidneys. You don't need a lot. Just consistency. And here's something beautiful about cranberries: they're not just fighting one problem. They're working on several levels: cleansing the urinary tract, easing inflammation, reducing stone risk, and even helping prevent bacteria buildup in the kidneys. They're humble, quiet, understated. But for anyone dealing with CKD, or supporting someone who is, cranberries can be a quiet miracle. Now, we've talked about blueberries, the protectors. Red grapes, the gentle detoxers. And cranberries, the unsung heroes. But this isn't just about fruit. This is about what these small, daily choices represent. Because behind every bowl of blueberries, every handful of grapes, every sip of cranberry water, is something much deeper. It's hope. It's dignity. It's fighting back, not with pills and prescriptions alone, but with intention, care, and wisdom passed from one generation to the next. Watching a loved one struggle with kidney disease, it does something to you. It's not just the doctor visits, or the medications, or the appointments that seem to pile up. It's the quiet moments in between. The fatigue in their eyes. The way their feet swell by evening. The way they lose their appetite, their energy, their spark. You try to smile. You try to stay strong. But inside, you worry. You wonder if you're doing enough. If there's anything else, anything at all, that might help. And then, you hear this. Just fruit. Blueberries. Red grapes. Cranberries. Simple. Everyday fruits. Suddenly, something shifts. Because now, you realize, it's not just about big treatments or medical breakthroughs. Sometimes, the power to help is in your own kitchen. In your morning routine. In your care. In your love. Let that sink in for a moment. Instead of feeling helpless, you now know that small, daily choices can offer real protection. Not just symbolic comfort, but measurable change. Less inflammation. Better filtration. Reduced toxins. Improved energy. A lighter burden for those kidneys that have worked hard, year after year. And here's the truth we often overlook. Every small effort matters. A half cup of blueberries in the morning. A bowl of grapes before breakfast. A glass of homemade cranberry water. These aren't just snacks. They're acts of care. They say, I see you. They say, I'm doing everything I can to help you feel better. And that's powerful. So let me ask you, right now, without waiting. Go check your fridge. Do you have blueberries? Grapes? Cranberries? If you don't, write them down. Add them to your grocery list today. Pick just one to start with, something simple, something you'll actually enjoy. Because healing doesn't happen all at once. It starts with one morning, one meal, one small decision to nourish your body, or the body of someone you love. And please hear this, you're not alone in this. Whether you're managing chronic kidney disease yourself, or caring for a parent, a spouse, or a dear friend who is, there are steps you can take. Not overwhelming steps. Not complicated programs. Just human steps. Steps made of love, nutrition, and awareness. You don't need to be a doctor to make a difference. You just need to show up, consistently, thoughtfully, with care. And if you've made it this far in the video, I know that's exactly who you are. You care deeply. You're searching for answers. And you're doing your best. And that is more than enough. Now, let's bring all of this together. Let's take a moment to recap the key fruits we covered, and how they can fit into your daily routine with ease and grace. Because this journey we're on, it's not just about fighting CKD. It's about living well, loving fiercely, and honoring the lives we've been given, each and every day. Our top 3 kidney-supporting fruits are, 1. Blueberries, your tiny but mighty inflammation fighters, filled with antioxidants that protect your kidneys like little soldiers marching in with every bite. 2. Red grapes, nature's gentle detoxers, supporting blood flow, filtration, and hydration without overwhelming your body. 3. Cranberries, the unsung heroes, quietly reducing the risk of infections, kidney stones, and bacterial buildup, while refreshing your system from the inside out. Now here's the beautiful part, these aren't rare. They aren't expensive. They're fruits you can find in almost any market, any town, any season. And by just adding these into your morning, you could be taking one of the simplest, yet most powerful steps toward protecting your kidneys, or helping someone you love protect theirs. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just start. One fruit. One morning. One act of love. Now I want to hear from you. Have you tried any of these fruits before? Do you already have a morning routine that helps with your kidney health, or someone else's? Maybe it's a fruit. Maybe it's a herbal tea. Maybe it's just a quiet walk in the morning sun. Whatever it is, share it in the comments below. Because the more we share, the more we learn from each other. And who knows? Your simple tip might be exactly what someone else has been needing. And if this video brought you a bit of clarity, hope, or comfort, if it made you feel even a little more in control of your health or your caregiving journey, then take a moment to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. This channel is here for you, for the caregivers, the seniors, the sons, the daughters, the spouses. All of us walking this road with courage, love, and intention. Every day, we dive into simple, powerful ways to support healthy aging, naturally and compassionately. So hit that subscribe button, and tap the little bell too, so you don't miss what's coming next. Now, before we say goodbye today, thank you. Truly, from my heart to yours, thank you for being here. Your health, your awareness, your care, they matter. Whether you're walking through this journey yourself, or standing beside someone you love, you are doing something good. Something meaningful. Something that can change a life. So, stay kind. Stay proactive. And above all, stay hopeful. You've got this. And I'll see you in the next video.